Because I have something to announce. Chart-wise, it looks like that this is the last chance for Bitcoin, at least in the immediate short term. But guys, it wouldn't be MMCrypto if I wouldn't have amazing news to share with you. Thank you so much everyone for joining. It is going to be a short one. I am kind of tired already. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning, but I have to get this out because there is something unfolding in the charts which I have to show to you. First of all, guys, as you remember, in the video yesterday, I was already talking about this descending triangle here after we broke down from this rising wedge. And then we had this Elon Musk pump. And yes, guys, I put in more here into my position, actually $2 million more into my position here approximately at the breakout. But I was talking about, go back to the video and verify that yourself, that we are still having this downward sloping resistance here, number one, and the upward sloping resistance of the previous rising wedge, number two. So we have to overcome this actually. Bitcoin got this rejection here, and of course this was in the room of possibilities. The question right now is Bitcoin going to eventually break out towards the upside, or are we going to break down? Well, I will talk about that. I will not only talk about the breakout direction I am personally anticipating here. No, I will also talk about the price target and about the trade. I will put in here actually a separate trade on the specific future Bitcoin move. I will talk about that, but as I already announced in the very beginning, I have crazy news to share with you, and I want to talk about these news. Let me quickly go over here, and these news have something to do with Goldman Sachs, guys. Goldman Sachs, and the very famous saying of Mahatma Gandhi, an Indian activist: first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. This sentence couldn't be more closer to the truth than it is right now. What is happening right now with Goldman Sachs, which said 1 year ago that Bitcoin is not even an asset class? This is truly something we have to talk about today. Of course, I have crazy news as well. Of course, I have crazy news from the on-chain metrics, which you certainly do not want to be missing out, and much more. So make sure you watch this video until the very end. You sit down, you scroll down, you smash up the like button towards the new all-time high, and you leave your favorite altcoins in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for your support. If you could just go down next to the like button, share the video with your friends, just share it on social media. Also, if you want to do something good for someone, you're doing myself also a big pleasure. I can see the views are actually not as crazy because we already started with 3,000 views and then many dropped out. This is a sign. I hope this live stream will not just end suddenly. If it just ends suddenly, guys, then there's something wrong in the YouTube algorithm again. And then I will post a tweet. I'm just saying it already up front. I will post a tweet, and we have to completely make a killing out of this tweet because the last time this happened, the channel got deleted, right? I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but the only time we got a view drop, like 2,000 people dropped like this, was when this happened. But let's talk about what's happening here in the price. You being live in the video, you can be very fortunate because you will for sure, no matter what happens, not miss out on this live stream here, on the content I have to share with you. So you can see Bitcoin is here on the 4-hourly candles, bouncing in between support and resistance, forming this descending triangle. We are getting closer and closer. We just got here. Basically, in the last few hours, a massive dump, a rejection at the downward sloping support of 7%. This is a $4,000 dump of 57,000 down to 53,000. The last chance for Bitcoin, the line in the sand, I called this the line in the sand earlier, is this horizontal support here. This horizontal support has to be held for Bitcoin to hold the bullish trajectory, which is already showing the first signs of weakness here by breaking below this upward sloping rising wedge here. So we broke down. The question is, what is the price target towards the downside? And actually, a descending triangle has a higher likelihood to break towards the downside than towards the upside. Am I saying right now that we are more likely breaking towards the downside? No, not necessarily. First of all, we are already creating a nice wick here. We are getting a strong bounce, but we have the crazy Elon Musk news actually supporting the Bitcoin price currently, and sometimes the news are stronger than the technicals. Let's wait how this one plays out. Trading-wise, we have a very clear framework. We can profit no matter what happens here in the next 5 days or so, no matter what happens, we can profit from this insane volatility which is going to come in. The breakdown would bring us actually to the 44,830 US dollar price level. And as you remember, I will leave it there. Let me just go to the weekly candles and let me pull out the EMA. The 13 EMA, not the 21. Let me pull out the 13 EMA. I talked about that. Da Vinci was actually bringing that up. He was kind enough to bring that up. The 13 EMA, look at this. I mean, come on, guys. This is some crazy confluence, right? Descending triangle, measured move price target exactly to the 13 EMA. This is something we have to keep in mind here. Even though we are in the bullish trajectory, even though we have Elon Musk actually pumping it out, this could be a price target in case we would be breaking down, closing a 4-hourly below, confirming the breakdown, then this could be a potential short trade. Am I going to take the short trade? No. Am I going to decrease the position I increased actually in the first place today in the morning? Yes, probably. When facts are changing, I would change my bias. Did I change my bias so far? No, not at all. Because we got this bounce here. With every single bounce, of course, Bitcoin stays in this pattern and we still have the chance to break towards the upside. A break towards the upside would be actually this measured move price target. Let's just assume we are breaking out within the next few days. It would bring us all the way up to the 65,000 US dollar levels back inside the triangle. So the breakout of this descending triangle will decide that we either confirm this breakout towards the downside or illegitimize this breakdown as a fake out. So no matter what happens, we can trade it. No matter what happens, we can profit from that. And I will go back into that. I will go back into my trades, into the trade I opened earlier. You know, I put in full transparency another $2 million onto my $4 million trade. It is at $6 million now. What did I do with that? Is this one underwater yet? Well, it is massively in a profit, but are the 2 million I put in underwater or not? I will talk about that. I will talk about what I'm doing with that trade and what trade I am going to put in next. I will talk about all of that. So of course, make sure you stay tuned for that. But before, I wanted to talk about something else. So I already teased that in the beginning, and you remember the saying, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. Well, first they ignore you. That was basically in 2009, 2010. Then they laugh at you. This is what I call the Da Vinci stage, where Da Vinci in 2011 entered Bitcoin. They were laughing at him. They were disliking his videos. They were saying, man, like, you're a fraud. You were promoting gold. Now you're promoting Bitcoin. What the heck happened to you? Like, if Peter Schiff would know Da Vinci back in the days when Da Vinci promoted Bitcoin at $1, he would have laughed at him probably. So this was the stage 2011, 2012. Even longer. Then they fight you was going all the way into 2017, 2018, 2019 even, and then you win. This is the stage we are in right now. We are in the winning stage, guys. We have Elon Musk, MicroStrategy. We have JP Morgan. And we have also Goldman Sachs, which said that Bitcoin is not an asset class. Goldman Sachs, I will show you the SEC filing, which came out just a few minutes ago. Goldman Sachs, the biggest investment bank in the world, correct me if I'm wrong, they just announced that they will, quote, file, right, that they are right now filing, that they are going to open a Bitcoin ETF. No one else than Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, the company, the bank, who sold mortgage-backed securities just before the financial crisis. So let me go into that here. And if we are searching for the word Bitcoin, because what they do is, of course, they hide it a little bit. Like, you have to scroll a little bit down, and then you can see here very small, the ETF may have exposure to cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin indirectly through an investment generator trust. The ETF's exposure to cryptocurrency may change over time accordingly. Such exposure may not always represent in the ETF's portfolio. So they are right now actually planning to go into Bitcoin. Is this good news? Well, I would say maybe not. Remember, the CME futures, they were launched in December 2019, the exact all-time high of Bitcoin. And Goldman Sachs joining Bitcoin is something like a Peter Schiff moment joining Bitcoin. But this is just an ETF filing. And a very famous theory, for example, from Da Vinci J15 also goes that whenever an ETF comes out, this is the top of the bull market. So this is certainly a possibility right now. But when they are we back at the stream?
Are we back at the stream?
Yes, we are.
Okay, we are back.
We are back. It's crazy. I don't know what YouTube is doing here. Seems a little bit... Shouldn't I talk about Goldman Sachs? Shouldn't I do that? Let me go to the next topic here, okay? Let me go to the next topic. So we were talking about this very famous investment bank here going into Bitcoin. Let me talk about that later on. Let me go into the charts later on once again. I mean, I will just continue, right? I will just go against the... Anyway, let's continue. I have some more news for you guys. Bitcoin relative supply distribution. So what I'm about to show you here, before we are going back into the charts, before we are going back into my trade here also, when I talk about that, that trade was $500,000 more in a profit just a few hours ago. Now it's 1.8 million. It was actually $2.3 million in a profit. I will talk about that later on. Let me go back quickly to the week on chain. And what I'm about to show you is a full analysis. I will show you that within 1 or 2 minutes. It's easily understanding here. Look at this, easy to understand. I will show you the full analysis of the Bitcoin holders, how many ways are holding, how many small people are holding, and so on. And this will give us a clear understanding of what is happening and where we are in this bull market. Is it the end or is it not the end? So first of all, this is the stack setters. This is like the smallest people. Everyone holding between like 1,000 satoshis, just like a few dollars worth of Bitcoin, up until 1 Bitcoin. And this is still increasing. The stack setters are increasing. More and more people are stacking sets. More and more small people are actually involved in Bitcoin. This is something which I consider good. I don't consider it bullish, but I consider it good. This is what we want. We want a distribution of Bitcoin, of course. We want more small people to hold Bitcoin, because in the end of the day, Bitcoin should be a scapegoat. Bitcoin should be a possibility of redistribute wealth from the poor and middle class, from the rich, from the upper class, all the way down to the middle class and the poor class. This is exactly what the best case scenario would be from a human ethical perspective, right? So this is good. It's not bullish, but it's good, right? Let's go back to the medium people. So everyone between 100 Bitcoin and of course much more. And you can see here that especially 100 to 1,000 Bitcoin, only from 1,000 Bitcoin someone is considered a whale. So everything here below whale is the orange, is the yellow one. This is basically going just sideways here. 100 to 1,000 is going sideways. The ways itself are stacking. Everything from 1,000 to 10,000 are stacking. The way everything below whale is going sideways, and everything from 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin, the huge ways, they are actually selling off their Bitcoin already. But this could be a redistribution, of course. This is very important to mention. It's addresses, not entities. So that's why I want to go down here and show you, elaborate a little bit more on the different whale groups we have in the market, right? So we have the fishes from 10 to 100 Bitcoin. So this is like 600,000 to 6 million US dollars. Then we have, or 5 million to 500,000. Then we have the so-called dolphins, which is 100 Bitcoin to 1,000 Bitcoin. And then, of course, we have the whales, whale to humpback whales from 1,000 Bitcoin to 10,000 Bitcoin. So this is something I consider neutral to bearish, because they just started selling and they continue to sell. This is the smartest money. This is the smart money, the money we want to be copying with our behavior. And I was talking since the Corona dump about them stacking. Now, of course, I have to share with you that these whales are starting to sell. When I was sharing the good news, I have to share the bad news. So they are starting to sell. But guys, remember I was showing you that statistic before. In the last bull market, they were also stacking, and they started to sell 6 months before the bull market end. So they scale out of the market. They are not dumping immediately and the bull market is over. But when they start dumping, we know a few months more and it's over. And this is what I want to say. I think a few months more and it's over. And the ETF of Goldman Sachs could be the beginning of the end. Does it mean 60,000 was the top? Probably not. I'm personally saying 200,000, 300,000, 500,000. There's even a theory about a super cycle. All of that is possible. The human mind is not made to think exponentially. At least we are not trained for it. So thinking exponentially is very hard. And when we are at 60,000 now, I mean, Bitcoin just doubled its price in the last 2 weeks of the bull market 2017. Went from 10,000 to 20,000. It was basically at 2,000 US dollars in August. And then it was 10 times higher in December. This is what I'm talking about. The last stages of the bull market are the most severe ones. And well, could be over already, but I don't think so. I think this is the beginning of the end, but it's not the end. So the waves are just starting to scale out. And this is definitely a very important one, especially here, considering, that the filing of the ETF just started, that Goldman Sachs is just starting here to file with an official SEC Security Exchange Commission paper, the ETF. And that will be very, very interesting, guys. This is certainly something I wanna look out for. Also, of course, credits here to Documenting Bitcoin. Very nice Twitter channel. They were just posting that they were breaking the news. Goldman Sachs has now filed for a Bitcoin ETF. Last year, they called Bitcoin, quote, not an asset. First they fight you, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. We are in the winning stage, guys. This is what I want you to keep in mind. So also, guys, you remember I have my trade open here. It's at 1.8 million US dollars in a profit. It was at 2.3 million just a few hours ago. I'm here, of course, for transparency purposes. I have to show it to you. And once again, am I going to close the trade? And by the way, guys, if you want to be trading, I want to show you some insights here. But if you want to be trading as well, if you're new to the channel or whatever, go down in the pinned comment down below. I actually have a 700 US dollar bonus for you below the video here. Actually, go to the video description. It's not in the pinned comment yet. 700 US dollars. If you click the link down below, after your initial deposit, you get $700 for free. And you can trade on Bybit and Phemex as well. I'm using Bybit and Phemex the most. So that's link number 1, link number 2. You can claim the bonuses and trade it for free. So am I actually scaling out of my position? No, of course not. I'm scaling out once we break below this level, close the 4-hourly below and confirm the breakdown. Not before. Otherwise, I'm not taking a cent out of my trade. When we are doing that, I will say, okay, guys, well, I was wrong increasing my position here, and I will scale out. I will take a third out of my position out of this. This is risk management, taking a third out, maybe deleveraging a little bit, right? These are the things I'm gonna do. However, if we are actually breaking above this descending triangle, which is technically the less likely scenario, but we have some nice news breaking, of course, and the mainstream media still has to talk about that. Well, once we are breaking above this level here, I will scale more into the trade, just a little bit, but the most amount I will scale in when we are back in the triangle. When we are back in a triangle, and it's always time and time the same thing, if we are breaking out of a bullish triangle, for example, and then break down once again, it's a bearish fake out. The likelihood is very high that we are breaking lower. The same things works on the other side. If we have a bearish bias pattern, for example, like this rising wedge there, which has a higher likelihood to break towards the downside. Once we are breaking it towards the downside, then up, but then faking out and going back into the pattern, of course, this is a very bullish sign on the flip side. And when we are breaking back into this bearish bias pattern, the likelihood will be the highest that we are actually breaking it towards the upside. And then you guys, then you dear friends here, you know the deal. Let me just show it to you once again. The breakout target of this rising wedge breakout, which is, by the way, which started in December last year, it's like a huge pattern. This is why I was a little bit, I told you earlier, I was bearishly biased. Once we broke below here, I got a bearish bias. And technically, I still have a bearish bias. From the news events, I don't have it. That's why I went in that trade. But technically, I still have a bearish bias because we broke below this bearishly biased pattern. This didn't change, guys. Don't get me wrong here. But I'm not taking all too much significant measurements besides increasing my trading size here after we had the W breakout and the Elon Musk news, than that. And this breakout towards the upside could bring us all the way to 82,000 US dollars. Something I was talking about in BitBoy's channel is that the bearish breakdown target of this rising wedge, we are not back in the wedge yet, is 17,500. Some people got it wrong because his title was maybe a little bit too one-sided, but of course I understand it because I mentioned this price target, and this title was Bitcoin to 17,500. Yes, this is the bearish price target, but why do I think that we are not going to reach the target even though we break down below this descending triangle? Once again, I think the chance is like less than maybe 1% that we reach 17,500 because we have so much freaking support coming in. We have the VPVR where we have significant support at the 47,000 US dollar levels. And then we have our measured move price target at 44,000, the 13-week EMA at 44,000. And then we have all this volume coming in here the moment Elon Musk was buying. We had so much volume coming in at these levels. So my personal worst case scenario is 30 to 33,000. That's it. Now I said it, guys, and I will stick to that. My worst case scenario, my personal worst case scenario is 30 to 33,000 US dollars. And personally, nothing bearish is confirmed yet. We are still in that descending triangle, which unfortunately has a bearish bias. But once again, guys, we have these bullish news here. And it sounds a little bit indecisive. I want to be honest with you guys. And I am a little bit indecisive right now because we have a big divergence between the technicals and actually the news landscape. We have a very bullish news landscape and we have technicals which are screaming that Bitcoin has to go lower. They are like the technicals are screaming we are going lower. We broke the all-time high, Bitcoin broke down again. First time ever. Horrible. Descending triangle, horrible. Breakdown out of the rising wedge, horrible. But in that moment, Elon Musk is coming and he's basically saying that he is stacking sets by producing Tesla. What he said earlier today is every Tesla he produces and sells in Bitcoin, the Bitcoin he is getting for that, he is not selling them. Do you know his profit margin on a Tesla? It's not so high, guys. Like, it's a very innovative company and they make the price still as cheap as possible. Their profit margin is not so high. His faith in Bitcoin must be huge to say something like that. But I recorded a video about that and I will tell you the secret plans of Elon Musk, which I think I properly exposed here. I will talk about that in a later video at a later stage again. Let me quickly put the plug into that. I'm so happy that this video is still online. But you know what, guys? Before this channel is getting deleted, I rather, it's just an algorithm from YouTube. I'm not angry at them. There are so many live stream scams and scams going on everywhere. And well, I understand that they have an algorithm and because of COVID, they laid off half of their staff and they can't work. It's not perfect for us. It always gives me some like heartbeats, like because no one wants to lose the channel. But in the end of the day, maybe there's no other way. Would be nice to have some human checkouts for a channel which is growing 60, 70,000 subscribers per month. Well, would be nice to have maybe an intern looking at it for a second. Is it a scam? Oh, no, it's not. Don't delete the channel. Would be nice, but you can't have everything, right? We could see. Yeah, everyone is so scared. Guys, come on, don't be scared. Don't be scared. We are at 54 freaking thousand US dollars, man. We were at 9,000 US dollars just a few months ago. Like, I get people messaging, oh, should I sell my Bitcoin? Like, I hear my neighbor is saying Bitcoin is going significantly lower. You know what? Maybe it would be very healthy for Bitcoin to break down. Maybe it would be very healthy for Bitcoin to break down. We have here 8,400 people watching. That's beautiful. So we are increasing. The live stream is growing right now. Maybe everything is fine. Could you just do me a small little favor and scroll down and smash up the like button for that video? All the way towards an all-time high, maybe? That would be very amazing. Someone is saying the 21-week EMA. Yes, it's a very significant one. I was talking about that many times, and maybe I can pull it up here on the charts. But the thing is, man, I mean, this bull cycle, it just looks like it's never gonna reach this one. Like sooner or later it will, but this is the 13-week EMA. I think this is the one we should focus on the next. We really need to revisit that, and it's right now at 45,000. We might revisit it later when it's at 52, but we will revisit it. It's almost a certainty, guys. And How can I change it now? Come on. Sometimes we have this problem here. Let's change it to the 21-week EMA because the 21-week EMA is so far away. It is actually right now at 38,000 US dollars. So this would be way below our price target here. If I pull this, even if we break below this descending triangle, Bitcoin would have to decrease another 27%, another 15,000 US dollars towards the downside to reach the 21-week EMA. So I personally think sooner or later we have to hit the 13 EMA. And if there wouldn't be the Elon Musk news today, we have these Elon Musk news which are completely mind-blowing. Without that, I would remain here in a fully bearish bias actually, because rising wedge breaking towards the downside, descending triangle, I mean, not hitting the 13-week EMA since 23 weeks, the first time in history for Bitcoin. Like, all of these things never happened before, and Bitcoin is more due for a retracement than ever before. Bitcoin just broke the previous all-time high to 62,000 US dollars, and the first time in this bull run here, we were breaking below again. The first time, usually when Bitcoin breaks the previous all-time high, show me a new high, I show you a buy. Well, the very first time here in this bull market, Bitcoin behaved differently. So we have many things pointing towards a significant retracement for Bitcoin. But on this exact day, like the most bearish day I could imagine for Bitcoin since weeks was today. That's why I had this bearish video and then also my bearish guest speech on BitBoy's channel. The very first day I would say, okay, this is one of the most bearish days. Elon Musk comes in and pumps out this crazy news, right? And then the very first day, Goldman Sachs comes and talks about this ETF. I'm not really awaiting. Anyway, we have what do we have here? 2,700 views, beautiful. Futures manipulation, switch off the lights before you leave. Oh yeah, I switch off the lights. Sometimes I forget it, but not on purpose. Usually I always switch off the lights. Good. Wait. Who was saying that? Is someone watching me? Huh? Who was saying that? Yeah, Dubai is just so safe, man. Please somebody stop the red candles. Cause look, I will be broke before I panic buy. But this guy was actually not serious. He was joking. Very good. But some people are actually panicking right now. Can you imagine that people are panicking right now? Like, how can you panic then when we dump from 62 to 54? Like, every hodler who was here 6 months ago would be and looks into the future and sees people panicking when Bitcoin dumps from 62 to 54. Like, come on, your past self, if you were here 6 months ago, you would laugh about yourself panicking right now, right? If you have a profitable trade open, like me, for example, here over on Femex. By the way, I have $700 US for free down below. If you want to use it in the video description, you can get a $700 bonus. You can trade with that bonus. You can only trade with the bonus and with the profits for free. And after this bonus period, if there is any time in the future a new bonus with our link down below, you get the same bonus. But if you, back in the days, saw your future self 6 months ago, in 6 months, panicking about this situation, you would laugh about yourself, guys. I can promise you that. You would laugh about yourself. This is not a reason to panic. Bitcoin dumping down a few $1,000s is not a reason to panic. Bitcoin could go down to 45,000 US dollars and I wouldn't panic. Like, I would never panic probably. If we go below $1,000, I would start panicking maybe. But like, there is no reason to panic right now, guys. Come on. Take profit. Yeah, taking profits is nice. Like, but I personally, let me go back, guys. Let me show you a little bit. Would I take profits right now? No, I'm not. So where am I going to take profits? Where am I going to scale out of a trade or even take profits? Right here, when we go below the 53,250 US dollar level, can you see it? 53,250 US dollars. Once we break below, close the 4-hourly candle below, and this is how it looks like usually. If we are breaking below here, 4-hourly candle below, confirming the breakdown, breaking below the previous rejection point, this is the moment I'm scaling out. Scaling out is like shorting or so, right? So I would decrease my long position size because I would just have to admit, hey guys, maybe I was wrong here. So far, I'm not. We got the bounce here, and this is fine. So also you can see here, this low here is higher than this low. So this could just be another W pattern, right? So if Bitcoin gets the bounce here, we need to break this resistance. This would be a W pattern because we have the first V already, and this is the second higher low. And if Bitcoin gets the bounce here, it's a W pattern, a clear long position. But this is very far from reality now. We need 3 or 4 more 4-hourly candles. Anyway, so any other questions, guys? Maybe we are doing a quick Q&A here before I'm wrapping it up for today. This was certainly a very interesting one with Goldman Sachs, with Goldman Sachs, with the whale analysis, with the short-term trading outlook, with this bearish scenario, with this bullish scenario, which is technically less likely. Goldman Sachs, yeah. So any other questions, guys? Come on. What is your opinion about Ethereum? Amazing. If there wouldn't be Bitcoin, I would be all in Ethereum. But there's Bitcoin, so I have nearly everything in Bitcoin. But I have at least 10% in Ethereum. I'm very bullish still on Ethereum, and especially when people are not really looking at it, going sideways, trading volume goes down, people talking bad about it. The fees are so high, even though there are coming updates. That's the moment when I'm getting a little bit more bullish. But I was bullish about Ethereum. I started getting bullish when the monthly downtrend broke, like a 3.5 years downtrend, like 4 months ago. That was the moment I started to get really bullish on Ethereum. And I'm still bullish. And Ethereum is much higher than when I was calling that in US dollar. In Bitcoin, it's, I think, slightly underwater still. But in Bitcoin, it's higher. Fidelity also filed an ETF. Wow, is that true? Would be crazy. Maybe I knew that already. I have no clue right now. Elon Musk or Michael Saylor? Well, I mean, planetary impact. Elon Musk. Elon Musk has a crazy impact. I mean, let's talk about Elon Musk briefly and why Elon Musk is the most important buyer for Bitcoin ever. And I will not take everything away because I made a video already, which I will publish later on. Elon Musk, he made PayPal. He sold PayPal. PayPal, the first big company to adopt Bitcoin, right? So Elon Musk, maybe some of you guys don't know, probably. Elon Musk is the man behind PayPal. Well, he sold PayPal. And then what this guy did is he started with Tesla, right? To make mobility electric mobility. And then he did SpaceX to shoot rockets into the moon and land them back on the ground. Solar City, the boring company with like mobility below ground. And Neuralink to connect humans with AI. Like, what kind of person is this actually? How crazy. And this guy is banking on Bitcoin. This guy is stacking sats. This guy is accepting Bitcoin as a payment. And you can start counting 1 and 1 together. When the person who wants to make mankind to a multiplanetary species buys the only currency which is possible to be transacted between multiple planets. Let's talk about that in the next video, guys. I recorded already a video where I talk about his secret reasons behind buying Bitcoin. Yeah, Elon Musk is Satoshi. Like, honestly, I don't think so, but like, he is so insanely crazy. Like, every single company he touched was basically turning into gold, and every single company he is touching has basically the premise of improving the human mankind. I mean, it's just like, if I sit one day with him on a dinner, like I would probably break out in tears because I'm so happy on the dinner table. Like, that would be crazy. And I'm not a groupie or so. I'm just like, from an entrepreneurial point of view and from a human point of view, it's just a crazy person to be around with, right? So that's what I'm talking about, guys. How many Bitcoin you owned? Well, That's something no one discloses. Maybe only people with a publicly listed company like Elon Musk, they have to disclose it. So, price prediction for Ethereum, still like 5 digits, man. 5 digits for sure. I mean, not for sure, but like I think that's almost certain. If this bull market continues, if you're like we are all wrong and 60,000 was the high for Bitcoin, of course it's not gonna happen. I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I think this is just an overdue retracement shakeout period we are having. And I'm not taking any actions here before we are breaking this very important horizontal support. So many comments, man. Lovely, guys. Can you smash up the like button to 4,000 likes? How many Bitcoin should I own? Well, that's a very good question. You can see that even stacking sets is amazing. I mean, if you stack sets since 1 year and you just buy like $1 here, $1 there, you already have 0.1 Bitcoin. That can be $500,000 in the future. It's just about holding no matter what, guys. Just look back into history. There is a very, very famous saying, guys. The smartest people in the world, they learn from other people's mistakes. Elon Musk is saying the secret behind his success is copying with slight variations, right? Learn from other people's mistakes. I mean, it's so freaking easy. Then the second smartest people in the world, they learn from their own mistakes. And the dumbest people in the world, they learn from no mistakes whatsoever. So please be part of the people who learn from other people's mistakes. Just copy the success of the rich people today, the Winklewasses. Those people who just bought and they held no matter what. They maybe even built a business model around it to get paid in Bitcoin. That's the smartest thing. Buy Bitcoin and hold it. 5 years, 10 years, 100 years, forever. That's the success. That's the ingredient for success. People are texting me, Chris, should I sell Bitcoin now when it's like more likely to go down? Well, what if it's not going down? What if we have 20 events where it's more likely to go down? Like, it's not gonna go down always then. So if you are just one time wrong and you are standing on the sidelines when it's going higher and then it feels wrong to buy back again, you will be standing on the sidelines forever. This is why holding no matter what is the true success formula behind Bitcoin. That's what I'm doing. That's what every freaking other high net worth individual in the space is doing who knows something about Bitcoin. Come on, guys. Buying and holding. Trading is amazing, but do it with a small fraction of your portfolio, just like me. Like, if you lose it, well, fine. I mean, we are basically pretty much having every single trade successful so far. But what if not? What if not? Do you want to be losing your trading or holding portfolio? No. It's very important, guys. Come on. Yeah, but please, I mean, maybe I'm going to make a screen recording of what I just said and send it to everyone who asked me that question. Like old classmates, friends. I love all of them, every single one of them. And of course, they can't know better. But of course, it can be sometimes frustrating to explain the same thing over and over again, especially if I'm saying it in the videos over and over again. So I know it's a plastic bottle. But I got it for free when I bought my car yesterday. I bought a new car and I got this beautiful plastic bottle for free. So I don't want to waste it only because it's in plastic. But usually, glass. Glass is, of course, the way to go. Isn't it funny? I'm talking about glass bottles and the views are increasing. What's happening here? Car tour. We will do that. We will do that very soon, maybe. But it's not the place for YouTube. If you want this, these private things like a car, when I'm buying a car, or I'm driving somewhere, or like the charity work. By the way, guys, I told you that I will donate personally. This is important. Let me put in the plug. $50,000 when Elon Musk goes into Bitcoin. Well, am I doing it? Yes, I am doing it. And of course, like I didn't forget that. I actually said when Elon Musk buys it for himself, not for Tesla, then he bought it for Tesla. But you know what? I don't care. I will still donate the 50K. We are doing the charity live stream, the biggest one in the history of mankind. And I'm confident to say that we want to raise millions of dollars. And I will just put in the 50K myself. towards the end of March. So it has to be in the next few days, maybe the beginning of April. We will set everything up. We will invite a lot of people. Will be amazing, guys. And for example, if you made $1,000 in trading and profits, $10,000, well, take a percent out of it, right? If you made $1,000, donate $10, 10 USDT, 0.01 Ethereum. Right, 0.0001 Bitcoin, like $10 or so. And $10, for example, like we visited a school in Mexico, $10 pays for a table. Like you just imagine you donate $10 and there will be one child more sitting on a table learning from the teachers we already have over there in the Mexican city. This is one out of a few schools we want to be building there. So please, guys, when this stream comes, it's probably going to be on a Sunday or so. Maybe not this one, maybe the one afterwards. Please, guys, participate. Donate $1, donate $10, $100, $50,000 if you have it. Even if it's $1, like, doesn't matter at all. If you made $100,000 profits and you want to donate $1, it's also fine. Like whatever you do, every single cent helps there. And it would be just amazing, man. And we will send videos, we will document everything. Everything is on the blockchain. We made a video before. I posted it on Instagram, actually, a photo from the school, how it is right now, with the beautiful teacher, with the lady who provides the property, with the children there. Go over to @ChrisMMCrypto with the blue verification checkmark. Let me show you. @ChrisMMCrypto, and you can check that out. And we will make a video before. We have a video before. We will make one afterwards and more. Like it's gonna be a big blast. And I can tell you something, guys. Even from an egoistic perspective, donating, like it comes back multiple-fold to you. You have a warm glow feeling. The universe gives it back to you. You help someone else. You can share it with someone. If you donate it, sharing it is amazing. You inspire other people. Like everyone wins there. So that would be amazing. And I think that's my ending words for today. I talked about my trades, about my price targets, about like the Bitcoin scenarios right now. If you missed it, please go back, watch it from the very beginning. I'm sharing with you exactly what I think, where we are going, exactly where I would be entering, where I would be entering this trade, where I would be closing it, and more. I'm talking about the Goldman Sachs news and much more. So make sure also you go down, you claim this bonus, $700 for free. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, guys, as always, bye-bye.